owner-operators face challenges in organizing technical information. Why is it important to?
Okay, well, independent studies by analysts have shown that poor lifecycle asset information can cost an owner-operator up to 1.5% of their revenues, a huge sum of money. Yeah. And that's due to operational inefficiencies, with things like unplanned outages, outages taking longer than they should do, maintenance inefficiencies, and things like this. In addition to all of this comes the unquantifiable additional risk of incidents. Many incidents, if you go back to the root cause, comes back to poor information. So that's one issue that owner-operators are facing. Also, many facilities today are reaching toward the end of their design life. So, people design plants for 20, 25 years. We're getting to the end of that lifespan for many facilities today, but there are still reserves available due to improved technologies to extract hydrocarbons. So owners are asking themselves, can they actually operate these facilities efficiently and safely? But they're unable to answer that question because they don't have access to the information. It's locked in unstructured information.
So what can Intergraph do to help?
Right, now we've got a number of technologies that can help people. We have technologies that enable people to both capture, organise and validate information. So typically, first of all, what we do is we search through an owner's network to locate documents. So we have basically what's almost like a web crawler. You tell it, you teach it where it should look for documents, and it goes and it finds PDF files, it finds Office files, it finds 2D CAD files. Once it's found those documents, then we have to try and say, okay, which is the correct master? Because typically when we're doing this capture, we find many copies of the same document. So we have technologies again which will identify identical files, and we can actually do graphical comparison between different versions of a file to identify which is the master. Once we've found the correct master, what we can then do is extract information. So we're able to extract things like title block information. We can extract tag lists on the document, and we can create hotspots on the documents for graphical navigation. So once we've done that, then the information can be made available through a very simple web browser. So what we're able to do is provide a really easy way of people getting fast access to information.
Okay, excellent. So what about the 3D models?
Okay, I mean the majority of legacy facilities today don't have up-to-date 3D models. And if they do, then obviously we can incorporate from whether it's an Intergraph 3D model or whether it's from one of our competitors. We're actually able to incorporate that and actually tie it in to the rest of the information. However, what we are seeing today is that more and more people are adopting laser scanning. So what we're able to do is provide laser scans with high quality photographs and use that as a very nice, very intuitive way of accessing the information in the system.
Okay, excellent. An Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So how can that be leveraged?
Okay, so what we have is we have various readers that can actually go into databases and extract information. So we can go into databases such as Oracle, SQL Server, Access, and we can even go into Excel data sheets and pull out information, and then we can consolidate that information with the information that we extract from the documents and drawings.
Yeah, okay, excellent. So you mentioned validation. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, we've got different types of validation capabilities. One of the simplest is just really to do a sort of level of completion report. So what we're able to do is we're able to analyse for the various tags we've located as to whether all the relevant documents that we expect to be available are there. So for example, for an instrument, we can say, is that instrument located on a loop drawing, or is that instrument on a P&ID or not? And if it's not, we can highlight that there's a deficiency there. Similarly for a pump, is there a data sheet for that pump or not? If there isn't, then we highlight that there's something missing. That's a very simple level of validation. We can do more sophisticated validation. We can compare data coming from different sources and highlight inconsistencies. So for example, a valve might be 6-inch on a P&ID, it might be 4 inches in the instrument database. There's obviously an inconsistency there. We can also do more detailed analysis of data quality by analysing data against a whole range of industry rules. So we can create a vast number of rules and run that against the data for more sophisticated validation. But all of this is really, it's up to the customer itself. None of this validation has to be done, it's just what we have available.
So the information captured, it's not static. So how do you maintain the information going forward?
Okay, good question. So yes, you're quite right. So we do have the capability in the systems to be able to create new data and maintain existing data, documentation and other information in the system. We can even synchronize that information with other operation systems. So for example, we're able to synchronize with systems such as SAP to make sure that information there is updated with the latest changes within the engineering design basis. And of course, we can wrap around all of this a controlled management of change process.
One final question, Adrian. So, owner-operators today in this environment simply don't have a budget. That's your challenge. How can we help out?
Oh, absolutely. We understand the situation the industry is in. In fact, we've just launched a new service called Smart Access. This is a cloud-based service, and the owner doesn't have to install any software locally or install any hardware. They simply access the system, and we provide access to this through the cloud. In addition, we can help people because typically owners these days don't have the resources to actually be able to process the documentation information. So we have third-party partners who can actually help the owner put the information into place as well. So rather than a big investment up front, we can actually start very small, and they just pay for the usage that they have of the system.
Okay, excellent, Adrian. Thanks for sharing.
Welcome.